What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about this here. Big dump, big old dumperooski. At the low, we hit a ripe price of about $2.06, which is smack dab on point of what we were expecting, at least over the past couple days, right? For a long time, for a very long time, we've been calling for the price to go up. But right before this little cliff drop here, I think it might have been on this day. I can't remember. It's either the 25th or the 21st or the 22nd. It's the 25th now. 21st or the 22nd that we flipped bearish. And XRP, I got to say, this chart is what made me think, what made me really accept that a crypto market wide crash was going on, because I could not see XRP dumping to the levels that it made sense to dump on this chart if it weren't for a market wide crash. How could a coin like this drop 20% and the rest of the market doesn't? So this, thank you XRP for putting this on our radar, right? Market leaders, you guys. Even if everything looks bullish, if the market leader looks bad, and this is absolutely a market leader. I want to be clear too, because there were some people in my last video, whenever I was talking about certain market leaders, they were bringing up coins that have pumped a lot and saying that they pumped more than XRP or XLM or any of the coins that I talked about in my the last time I talked about market leaders. It was like 2 or 3 days ago. I forget. I think it was like 2 days ago. Just because a coin pumps a lot does not make it a market leader, right? Obviously, it needs to outperform the pack. Yes, if it outperforms the pack. But the thing is, what makes this a market leader and what doesn't make any coin that pumped during January or February, because there were coins that pumped during January and February, why those are not market leaders is because when XRP pumped, when XLM pumped, when HBAR pumped, when Cardano pumped, when Algorand pumped, when all of those coins pumped, the rest of the market pumped too. These coins just pumped harder. They're market leaders. The coins that pumped during this time while everything else is consolidating and going sideways, they're not market leaders, you guys. They're outperforming the markets, but they don't have anything to. They're not leading the markets. They're doing their own things, right? So I just want to get that clear. This thing, XRP, whether you hold it or not, it could be a very good indicator for future drops and for future pumps. When this thing's doing good, when this thing's doing bad, the rest of the market will likely follow suit. At least for this season, right? That's how it seems to be. And at any rate, we can talk about it all we want, but at the end of the day, from a low here to the high, not the fake out highs, the golden ratio was telling, very, very telling, right? Whenever you get up here like this and you get a double top rejection, you come back down to your 236 like this, the only option is to go to your 382. But you've already gone to your 382. Statistically speaking, when you hit your 382 a second time like this, you're like 70% or more likely to go to the golden ratio. So it was very obvious that we were going to go to about $2.07. If not, very possible all the way down to just even below $2, right there at $1.91. It's completely possible still to skim the bottom of this range, but I don't think we do, my friends. I think that's a lot of volume. That's the most volume we've seen on a daily basis, basically since this huge day here. We have 7 hours left in this day, and you're very close to the day of volume that it had afterwards. So I'm assuming this will be the second highest daily volume we've had since February began, essentially. And it's coming here at this higher low, and it's coming here at this very immaculate support. I know what I love about the XRP army and what I love about the XRP community is that unlike the majority of people in crypto, you guys are seasoned vets. You've been around. You've been holding a coin that's been rather disappointing and lackluster and underperforming the markets and just being boring. And everybody talks smack about it. You've been holding this coin, and it still pumped, and it still did everything. I know I'm talking to the right community whenever I say that this is not a big deal. You guys are probably, I would assume the XRP community is probably the least concerned with this drop, and you guys are just as hyped about it as I am. Hit the like button if you are, subscribe if you aren't, so you can figure out why it's a good thing, right? Higher lows are a good thing. Finding support at areas where we found support are a good thing. A lot of people, and I said this before, I said this while we were up here, I said, we have this look of a head and shoulders, right? Where you have a head here, you've got your left shoulder here, and your right shoulder here. It's not a head and shoulders pattern. Why? It's very trivial. It's very easy answer. Why is it not a head and shoulders pattern? It's because of this huge wick here. It broke right through. If it were a head and shoulders pattern, it would have to be tilted. You'd have to have a tilted neckline, but it's not tilted because this is already above that. You would have elephantitis or something. It's not a head and shoulders. So a lot of people, and plus the volume profile is all wrong anyways, but a lot of people are probably misinterpreting this as some form of a head and shoulders pattern and expecting it to break to the downside. statistically speaking, I actually think we are likely to break out to the upside, especially with the fact that we're getting a lot of volume here. This day had a huge wick coming from the bottom here and actually faked out the bottom. Here we're coming from the same exact area, coming from the bottom. Huge wick. It doesn't look as big as this, but that's a big wick, you guys. We're down 3% today on XRP. We were down a lot more. That's more wick than it is body. That's a huge wick with a lot of volume. Buying, 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 buying. That's what's going on down here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're not buying XRP while it's below $2.30, hopefully you're already fully deployed in it, right? I think that this thing's going to rip really hard from here, you guys. And XRP, the last time that it found its low, right? Let's look at how it did this, okay? You had a flat base. You had a flat base right here. And maybe I can even take it from the closing point, right? You slipped out a little bit here, higher, low, had a flat base, and then what you do? You crashed. You crashed below. You had a 5% day, which is more intense than today even, right? It's more intense than today. You had a very big crash here, comparable even to this big crash here. Maybe it's one of these crashes here. I don't know, right? And then after that big crash, you had a similar crash as of a higher low, and then you had a bigger crash here from higher highs, but it was at the same low there. Then you finally had a flash crash that went right below this level right there. And then you moved sideways for about a week or two. So we moved sideways. Let's see, from this day, how long did it take us to move up? It took us 12 days. I'm not saying in 12 days time this is going to happen, right? We could right now this drop could be akin to this drop over here, and we still have a little bit more to go. Maybe we have, I doubt we're going to consolidate for a month, to be completely honest. That was a whole month of consolidation, and then we dropped, and then we consolidated for another half month. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would say that we are akin to one of these lows here, and what happened right after that was a humongous pump, right? An absolutely ginormous pump. And if we look at that, we actually look at it for what it is on a weekly basis here. It's as if it's some kind of bull flag, right? Or at the very least some kind of very long bullish stick here with a, I don't know, maybe this is a diamond top pattern, something like this. If we were to estimate the next move based on the last move and project out our expectations based off of that, from a low to a high here, not the overall high, just the low to the high right there. If we were to do that and then break out, maybe from this level, I drew it from here, so I didn't take it from the actual lows. I just took it from when the move would start. So I don't know. Maybe we start at this exact price. Maybe we don't. We probably start at a higher price when we break out, but whatever. If we start here, that breakout move takes us all the way up to 1280, you guys. And I'm not saying XRP. I'm saying it's possible. We have $11 and $13 targets, and everything in between that range is acceptable targets. This is definitely an acceptable target, but I'm just saying that's if you copy what you did here. That's if you see just as much of a boom here going on to the next phase, breaking out of this lifelong consolidation phase, breaking out of all-time highs, right? Could you see that same move? Could you see a bigger move? I suppose that's even possible. You're in breakout territory. Look at what you did last time whenever you broke out. Whenever you did this, you went right up to your highs, right? Right up to your prior cycle highs, and then you demolished it right through the roof. You didn't stop. You didn't stop at all, right? You went here, right up to your highs, and then I mean, we're correcting right now, but whenever we start moving up, I'm assuming we're going to demolish it, you guys. It's going to be pretty phenomenal. Looking at the monthly RSI here, getting overbought here, getting overbought as hell, and then coming back to the overbought zone to find support, and then you bounced off. That's what this consolidation phase was. That's what that next move was. Here, you've been overbought. You topped off last month in January, and you came back down to close this month of February, which I assume you will. 3 days, 8 hours left. You will close this at this overbought area. Very, very powerful signal, you guys. What that did for you last time, I mean, besides allowing you to consolidate for 6 months, it allowed you to have a blow off top finish in a 1 month span where you moved up 16x. Okay, 16x. And yes, XRP was at a dramatically lower market cap here than it is now. But I'm just saying, you could do a lot more damage than just a 485% move to the upside. Let's look at these targets and then we'll finish the video. Okay, high to low here. $8.37 is the minimum target. Absolutely it is. There's no way around it. That's the minimum target. You are at least going above $8.37. XRP at 222 will be worth, how much is that? Is that 4 times the amount? It's not quite 4 times the amount, right? That's 3.7 times the amount. I would bet you're going to be worth, XRP right now at $2.22. Anything below 230, I would bet is a easy 4x from here. If not potentially a more x. You could be at about a 6x by the end of this when it's all set. Hell, you could be higher. I don't know. but something between a 4X and a 6X seems to be on the table in my opinion. So that's where you're going to go. Cycle does not end here. Absolutely not, my friends. Absolutely it does not. And it doesn't end here either. It doesn't even end here. I genuinely believe XRP will go above $27 by the end of the cycle, and we will see a $40 price. And the people that are going to get us there are the people who are shaking out, selling all their cryptos right now so that the big boys, the big girls, the people with the institutional money and the big backings financially to throw their money in this, the strong hands that are looking for stable cryptos that aren't going away, that remain relevant, that lead the markets, stuff like that, right? They're looking for coins like this and they want them on a discount. They're not going to take it any other way. And there are a bunch of people, and I'm probably, again, speaking to the wrong community here in the XRP army, but there are still probably a bunch of novices who are giving them exactly what they want. And that's what we need. We need the strong hands to get what they want if we want these super strong prices. And that's what we're getting, my friends. It's going to happen. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you on the next one. I know drops can be scary, but when you've been in the markets as long as I have, it's kind of fun. I feel like I remember when I started doing technical analysis, I'd watch people and they would talk about how bear markets were fun or dumps were fun. And it just seemed like a bad time to me all the time, but I'm getting it. This cycle I've really been getting it. It's an opportunity. If you're not even if you're not set up right, it's at least a moment. What I mean by not set up right, if you don't have cash on the side to invest while we're at these low opportunities, right, then it's not an opportunity. So that's why I was saying that, right? But even if it's not an opportunity, it's still a positive outlook because the dump is done. Your emotions are no longer going to be challenged or triggered. We might not move up this week. It might take a week or two. It could be tomorrow that we move up. I don't know. But when we do move up, it's going to be phenomenal. And that's all I got to say. So take it easy, you guys. See you on the next one. Good luck, everybody. Buy. Definitely not the time to sell. This is the worst time to sell in months if you sell here. Okay, bye-bye.